Bubba, what's up? How many people are asking you if there's going to be baseball this weekend?
Well, Phil, quite a few, and I've been asking myself that question too. I've been wearing out my weather app, so I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot of windows. Tomorrow doesn't look good, but Saturday there might be a small window. So we can play on Sunday. It's going to be cold, but at least sun's going to be out.
I'm ready for it. I do wonder, and Hog Noxious had texted in asking about a potential Missouri travel curfew for Sunday, because that's one of the programs that will travel via commercial flights. In fact, I think they are, because they're playing Southern Illinois, Edwardsville in midweek, and then flying out of St. Louis to go to Gainesville. So I'm pretty sure they've got a commercial flight. And I just kind of get to the point here where if you're going to have an SEC baseball program, I appreciate the thought that it's an expensive sport. They play the most games, they spend the most time on the road, and there's a lot of miles. But as far as I know, there's only two programs that do the commercial flights. I think if you're going to be an SEC baseball program, the other would be Kentucky, and you saw what happened with them at A&M on Sunday. You should probably have to have charter flights.
Yeah, I agree, Phil. And look, where's the common sense in the fact that why can't we play on Monday? I mean, it's 2025. If you're worried about classes, you can take it by Zoom. You're not going to miss anything.
The funny thing that you bring up there, you think about why not do this on Monday? We'd be like, well, okay, it's their day off, right? How many, because that's the day that the coaches, I think, are not allowed to have contact with the players. You'd be like, okay, how many of these guys are taking like a quote-unquote day off? The answer is none of them.
You're right. But it's just, it goes back to the whole common sense thing, Phil. And, you and I get started on it sometimes on the broadcast, and it's like taking the strike zone away from the coaches on the tablets in the dugout, and just some of the stuff that goes on in the SEC. There's like no common sense anymore. It makes no sense that they can't play on Monday. Monday's going to be beautiful. I mean, we can play two games on Sunday and one on Monday, and everyone's happy. And, if you're worried about not having enough pitching for the Tuesday game, if you're going to miss a game, what's more important, SEC or Tuesday midweek game? Cancel that. Well, but that's just my humble opinion.
You hit on some things that we wonder about. What is going on in the SEC office? And I think people wonder about that in all the sports in a lot of cases. Look, I think it's a well-run league. This is the most powerful league in college sports. But there are some head-scratching things. And I think the travel curfew aspect is one of them. Bubba, I'm sure maybe you had a chance to watch some of the Vanderbilt series that I called this last weekend. I missed you. I wish you would have been there. It would have been really fun to get your thoughts on shutting the Whistler up. But there was a play at second base where it looked to me, I think this was on a double by one of the Vanderbilt hitters, and Davalon made a great play out of the left field corner, threw a dart to second base. Souza tagged him, but his back blocked the umpire's view. And the runner for Vanderbilt, give him credit, he did what looked like a creative slide, deking with the feet, lunging for it with his hands. But when I watched the replay, Bubba, he tagged him. He tagged him out, and his hands were not at the base yet. We're not at second base. But the SEC office, who's looking at this review, they went with the original call. And the only reason the original call was made was because the umpire was in the wrong position. And I just thought they got it wrong. And when the thing that you're going to do when you think you can't see it, and to me it looked as clear as day, you go back to the original call. That to me is just what they do. They go back to the original call because it's the easiest thing to do.
I wonder, Phil, who's in that office, and do you ever think that sometimes, like my brain works a little bit different sometimes? Like, was everyone else busy and they couldn't get a hold of anyone, so they just stuck with the original call? Because if you watch the replay, I agree with you. You were right. I don't know. It just doesn't. There's a lot of things that just with the SEC office, it's kind of head scratching. I don't know if we're to a point where, I don't know if you're an Elon Musk fan, maybe send him down there to snoop around, figure out what's going on in that replay room, and let's start getting stuff right.
I hear he's not going to be in government that much longer, so maybe that's the next thing on his plate. I don't know. Hey, so I wanted to ask you about this. I got to give credit to the Hogs Plus guys for this, because this is on the Razorback Daily that's released today. Zach Root, I think he's a real ace, talking about a habit of his when he's on the pitcher's mound.
I guess when I was younger, I was on this team, and like he was the best player in Little League and all that. And he would sniff the ball right before he'd throw it. So I was like, hey, this might be because he's pretty good. So I started doing it, and it's kind of just stuck. So that's me smelling the ball, and I don't know. I don't know why I keep doing it. The ball, I think the ball smells good, and I just keep doing it. And it's just second nature at this point.
Has nothing to do with the body wash that he uses either. But I'll tell you what, too, a freshly rubbed up baseball smells incredibly good. But, Bubba, this is also just a very lefty thing to do on a pitcher's mound.
I think you're right, Phil. You go back to some of the quirks from pitchers, and the lefties always have those little things that they do. But I think it's hilarious that he sniffs the ball. I don't know. Was it Yasiel Puig that used to lick his bat before he hit? Now Zach's out there licking the ball before he throws it.
Jesus either. That's right. We've got movie characters that lick a bowling ball before they throw it too. Mark Fidrych, remember him? He talked to the baseball. It's like, did you have teammates that just did weird things with a baseball?
Oh, I had a bunch of guys that did weird stuff. Most of them were lefties. They just had their little quirks that you're always looking at. You're like, what are you doing, dude? And a lot of it was stuff they did in the bullpen before they even got out on the field. And so, yeah. But it's funny. That's what makes them. They're real people, and they're a little odd sometimes. Sometimes you can't figure them out, but it's always fun.
Yeah, the guys in the bullpen always come up with really interesting games. Is it safe to say that the most bored person at a baseball park outside of an usher at an old Oakland A's game would be the relief pitcher that knows he's not pitching that day? Those guys, you got to watch out for them. You look for hot foots; those are the ones that are looking to do it.
Anytime our bat boy had to run down to the bullpen area, he would always come back with like cups stuck to the top of his helmet, or there was always something going on. So yeah, they're a lot of fun, and you're right. I think they get bored down there, especially when they know it's a day they're not going to pitch. But yeah, I thought the Zach Root thing was funny, and I got a little laugh out of that.
Well, Root stepped into that Friday role and to me, he looks like an ace. He's pitching like an ace, and he's giving length in terms of innings. And if I were to choose one thing that I would have liked to see from Hagen Smith last year was a little bit more length in terms of starts. He was a 6-inning guy. Root is a 7 to 8 inning guy, and I'll tell you, at some point, he's going to go the full 9 innings. And he's a heck of a lot fun. And look, I loved watching Hagen pitch too. He was blowing guys away. Root pitched off his fastball this last weekend, Bubba. That's the pitch that he won that game with, even though his curveball was terrific.
Absolutely. I watched Phil. Even in the 7th inning, he's still throwing 95 miles an hour. It was pretty impressive. And his fastball set up the rest of his pitches. He had the nasty curveball working. The cutter slutter thing that he throws was working. He had everything working. So he's a lot of fun to watch pitch. And I agree. I think if someone's going to throw a complete game, it's going to be Zach Root.
I'd forgotten the name of his pitch. Yes, he's sniffing the baseballs. He's throwing a slutter. He's a very interesting guy. Another lefty's going to have to step up, though, because of Parker Coyle being out for what feels like 4 to 5 weeks. Cole Gibbler's looked really good. What is it about Gibbler that he generates so many swings and misses and strikeouts?
Well, I tell you, Phil, first of all, he's got a fastball. It's got some carry on it. He's got a little deception in his delivery. It's hard to pick the ball up, so you pick it up late. But the slider is a plus pitch. Guys, you and I have talked about it on the broadcast. We got guys swinging at pitches that are landing in front of home plate. They just don't see the slider out of his hand. He tunnels that fastball really well off of it, and that's a great pitch for him. But and most importantly, he comes in and he throws strikes. He just doesn't walk people, and so it's other than the 2 hits he gave up against Missouri State to those 2 lefties, and I really think he was just tired, hung a couple breaking balls. Other than that, he's been spectacular all year, and so yeah, he's going to have to step up right now. Him and Colin Fisher are both going to have to step up with Parker Coyle out. That's a huge hit to the Razorback bullpen. But look, we got the guys to do it, and you can think about it another way when. Gage Wood comes back. Hopefully there's a chance he won't be back this week, but next weekend. When he comes back, he might jump in that Sunday role. I don't know if they'll put him right in or use him out of the bullpen a few times first, but then we can always move Vital Cheese back, but we got to have some lefties out of the back of that bullpen.
So, independent of the idea of the weather, you want to play these 3 games just because Arkansas is playing so well. You don't want a weekend where you're not playing. And they've won 8 consecutive SEC games. So you go into this weekend, Missouri's 0-9. You can't help but show up and think, we're going to sweep them this weekend.
Well, I mean, so you don't want to disrespect them. I mean, they're an SEC team. There's good baseball players all over the country. These guys are SEC players for a reason. There's some really good players on that roster. They're just not playing as a team yet. They're a good group of players that don't play together as a team. So anything could happen. But with that being said, I mean, they're last in the SEC in pitching, Phil. I'm sure you've already looked that up. They're giving up their ERA is 10.78 in the SEC, so they're allowing 10.8 runs per game. So you match that up against the Razorback offense, we're leading the SEC in hitting. And when you get to this point in the season, you know how I am. Once we get 9 games in, I don't look at regular stats. I look at SEC stuff only because that's really what matters. I don't care about, who a team's playing on a Tuesday night. I care about what they're doing on the weekend. And the Razorbacks been dominating on the weekend, and Missouri, just to be honest with you, really been struggling. Defensively, they're not very good. Offensively, they got some guys that can swing it a little bit, but they're not a team. So, they get a few guys on base, they can't get that guy in. But pitching's really been struggling this year. And so, we'll see. It's definitely a series we want to play. But with that being said, if we play 2 games on Sunday, there's 7-inning games. Anything can happen in a 7-inning game. Those 7-inning games catch up on that 7th inning gets there really quick. So anything can happen. I think that benefits them if we end up doing the doubleheaders on Sunday.
So Matt, Bubba's not in on my new tradition yet, which I did the other day, and so what I've been doing, the team now has had packets of sliced pickles over in the baseball Circle K, right in the locker area, so I can bring some of those pickles up before the game, and it's kind of become my thing. It used to be M&Ms previously. It might have been a hamburger at other times. These days, it's the pickles, and Bubba's just disgusted by this. What do you think he's going to feel when I walk into the booth on Friday with a cup of bone broth?
Man, that's a warm feeling right there, Bubba.
What is bone broth? What is that?
You'll get to an age where the doctor tells you what you got. You keep living how you're living, but then you'll get to an age like, you know what? You got to change your diet and your lifestyle. Bubba probably takes care of himself a little bit. Bubba, you break a sweat?
He shows up to the game with 2 Sonic burgers, Matt.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Matt,
you know how many? I've ate 2 hamburgers this calendar year. Since January 1, I've had 2 double cheeseburgers. I'll eat about 5 or 6 a year.
Hell, I've had 2 today.
I love it.
I eat like a 10-year-old fat kid, Matt. I'm not going to lie to you. Sorry to all the 10-year-old fat kids. I doubt if any of them are listening out there. But, yeah, I don't eat very well. I got to really start cleaning up my diet. But when Phil comes in with that pickle juice, that's nasty. I don't get how you can enjoy that. It stinks.
Wait until I pour some bone broth powder on your burger when you're not even looking, Bubba. I cannot wait to see the look on your face. We'll see you tomorrow, Bubba, okay? Rain or shine, I'll be there.
All right, looking forward to it. Hopefully this rain will go away. Doesn't look good, Phil, but hopefully it'll get away. We'll baseball guys will smile on us. Hopefully we'll get 3 games in. But appreciate you guys having me. Go Hogs.
To the people, businesses, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive with a passion for growth and progress, it fuels everything that they do. Local, friendly banking fitting your needs. Sterling Bank is in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville, and online at stirbank.bank. Sterling Bank is invested in you and committed to Northwest Arkansas. And get with halftime now. The Lewis Automotive Group hotline is 877-377-6.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting on all the madness. Even if your bracket is busted, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with a free Sweet 16 bracket and live betting on every remaining tournament game. With the largest selection of odds on everything from college basketball to MLB, NHL, and MMA, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every Cinderella story to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.